Hey guys, Julie Saillant. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the channel. I am your healer, your unicorn, your lead unicorn, your star seed and your healer. And thank you for being here. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am also an animal communicator. I help people find their gifts, use their gifts, get in alignment with their soul purpose, and figure out what on earth they came here to do, right? On planet Earth. And today, for you 11s, if you would like to work with me, all the information is in the description box below. I work with people for months at a time. And I am rolling out a couple of new subscription services for you guys. It's coming up in the next week or so. I'm hard at work behind the scenes on that. So I'm just figuring out ways that I can help you all and share my knowledge with you so that you don't have as difficult of a time as I had trying to figure out your gifts and why you're here. Today, for the 11s, first of all, if you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. If you're not, I love you all. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to comment because I read all your comments and I always reply back. And today for the 11s, we go by numerology here. So this is for Master Life Path number 11, which I am as well. And this today, you know, I didn't have anything specific in mind for you. I did pull some cards, but what was interesting was I was getting this feeling that I needed to share with you, and I'm hoping it will help some of you, was being honest with ourselves. So many of you guys, being the 11th that you are people pleasers, and I'm recovering from that. People pleasers, we always try to do the right thing. We always want to help others. We always want to not disappoint. And if you are a healer, empathic, compassionate, which you are by just being an 11, you are someone who probably has a very difficult time saying no to other people, to their expectations. I always used to make this joke that like my arm could be falling off and be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. I got this, right? That's the nature of an 11. We want to help. We are very loyal. We don't stop. We don't give up. We keep going. It doesn't matter what comes towards us. We just keep going. But what happens when you keep going and you put yourself last and you always say yes when you should say no? It becomes a form of self-sabotage. It becomes something completely different, and it becomes something that's not fun for you. You may take on a role that you don't like or you don't want. You may have friends or acquaintances that you've outgrown. You may be in a job professionally that you hate. You may also be in a job where you feel as though you can't say no to people. So let's just say if you have your own business, no matter what it is, you're constantly thinking, well, I'll just take it for the money or whatever, not really understanding that if you're not in alignment with the person, it's not a good thing. It's really important that you start putting yourself first. Now, I know this can sound like a very weird concept to a lot of you 11s. And I can tell you that for years, I didn't do this and I suffered for it. I took jobs that other people told me were good for me that I knew I wouldn't like. They looked good on paper, but my intuition was like, you're not going to be happy here. You're not going to be using your gifts and it's not going to work for you. And it didn't. I had some friends that probably weren't exactly the right people for me or didn't allow me to grow, right? My interests and their interests didn't line up. And I'm just wondering if that's true for you too, because it's a very common thing, because healers and 11s, the way that we process is we can do a lot of empowering things in our lives, but one of the things that we don't want to do is break somebody. I've always said that, like, I would rather break myself and hurt myself than break somebody and hurt them. That's just not against everything that I am as a healer and as an empath and as a human. But what I've learned is if the ship is going down, the plane is going down, there's only one life jacket left. You have to take it. And what happens is to a lot of us 11s is you go through life and you take it and take it and take it. And then all of a sudden you have this awakening where you're like, holy crap, I'm not getting any younger. And I feel like I'm not happy. Why am I not happy? And I start looking at your life and you're like, because I wasn't honest with myself in the beginning. If I was honest with myself, maybe I wouldn't have stayed at that job so long and been as miserable as I am. Maybe I wouldn't, have done what I did or been with this person or whatever the case may be. So I'm certainly not telling any of you to leave your jobs and leave your family or anything like that. What I am saying is this is an opportunity for you to be honest with yourself. And, literally this just came up for me, right? I was just speaking with someone. It's like, I worked my entire life to be where I am today, geographically. And, I'm not tied to where I am. I do want to travel, but I guess a prerequisite is that I have to be near the beach. That's just me, right? So what's a prerequisite for you? What is it that you need in your life that you'll be like, I cannot compromise on this? And you may have compromised in this for a long, long time. Like I compromised living in the snow because I was born in a cold state for all my life. And I hated it. Like I hate the snow. It's too cold for me. I can't stand it. I'm a warm weather person. And so finally getting here, it's like, okay, I love it. It's October. It's the end of October and I can still go to the beach and it's 75 degrees out. I'm a happy camper because I kind of was like, I never want to hear it's minus 10 degrees and we have 8 feet of snow outside. I never want to hear that again. I'll be honest with you. That's being honest. But am I tied to this one place? No, because I love to travel. I love to see other countries. There's a lot of beaches. I mean, I'm a beach connoisseur. There's a lot of beaches in the world. Honduras, beautiful, right? There's just a lot of nice places. Italy, gorgeous. So I guess the thing is, my question to you today is how much are you hurting yourself by not being honest with yourself? Because at the end of the day, you've got to look around and look at your life. It's your life, not mine, your life. And you've got to say to yourself, I'm happy or I'm not happy. And if I'm not happy, why? And if I'm in a job that I absolutely hate or I've outgrown, right? And it's too easy for me now, but I'm still here because it looks good on paper and it makes, my family happy. That's something you really got to think about. Where are you self-sabotaging so that other people can be happy? And I say this with a lot of love. Please don't do that because it won't serve you and it doesn't make you happy. This is your life. And I'm not talking about being reckless, but I'm just talking about being honest with yourself and then maybe managing your expectations, right? We all have gifts and talents. We all have desires as to where we want to be, how we want our life to look, and what we want to get there. And all it takes is focus. You can change everything about your life really quickly. I changed my job. I changed where I lived. I changed everything, right? In like a month. I was like, I'm done. Things are happening. And you can do the same. It's all about you being happy. Because what is happiness? Happiness is you being fulfilled and you not saying, it can start out as something really small, like going to a party. You don't want to go to the party, but you're like, yeah, okay, I'll go. And you're like, why did I say that? Have you guys ever done that? Like, why did I say I would go when I don't want to go? I don't want to disappoint somebody. I don't want to make them feel bad. But once in a while, you got to be like, what about what I want? What about what I want to do? When it comes to your life purpose, you may be doing something that you don't want to do, that you're not even built for because you wanted to please someone else. A lot of my clients have been trying to please their parents their entire life. Even after their parents pass away, they still make decisions based on what their parents would want. How crazy is that? It's not that crazy because I was doing it, right? And it just comes down to you wanting to be that good person. You don't want to disappoint anyone. We were groomed to be this way, right? And it all stems back to us being shut down as kids by people and our parents and our family and school and society that didn't understand us. We were showing up in our gifts, right? And people were like, they didn't get us. And we made them feel vulnerable and like we were more than, right? And so they would just shut us down. That made us feel like, well, if I can't show up as I am, how do I show up at all? Maybe I don't show up at all. Maybe I just shut myself down so they can be happy because I love them and I want to make them happy. And that's a good thought in the beginning, but as you grow and it stays with you, it doesn't work anymore at all. But it turns into something that you can't turn off. And you'll sit here at 30, 40, whatever, and you'll be like, my life does not look the way I want it to look, and I'm not happy. Why? Because I'm still trying to make others happy. They don't even have to be alive, and you still might try to make them happy. And then that becomes self-sabotage. So start looking at your life, asking yourself what you truly want, and then start going after it and be honest with yourself. I'm doing the same thing, right? Being honest with myself, making changes that I want. Even if you don't understand all of the reason why, and you may not, but your soul's been telling you something for a while, you've got to honor that, because real trouble starts when you don't honor who you are, right? I picked a couple cards for you today, and some of these I've never gotten before. Super cool. Egyptian astrology, you got Geb, G-E-B, Earth God. Caring, honesty, faithful. Where are you being caring, honesty, and faithful to others and not yourself? Where are you telling people, oh yeah, I got this. Oh yeah, I can do this. Not a problem. Absolutely. But you're really like, I don't want to do that anymore. Do I have to do that anymore? Because I'm tired. That's how I was before I started, healing people, right? In my own business. For the fixed stars, you got Castor and Pollux. Twin stars, bring spiritual and soulful energy into your everyday life. The twin stars, you see this? Twin stars, the infinity symbol. And then the two birds. Bring spiritual and soulful energy into your everyday life. When you connect in with spirit, when you connect in with the divine, when you connect in with your team, your archangels, your totem animals, your ancestors, they all want to help you. And you're here for a soul and life purpose that nobody else can fulfill but you. And the more that you say no to it and yes to what others want you to do, the more you're saying no to your true calling. And then the world loses out, and so do you. So really think about where you're self-sabotaging, because you're worth everything. And you will sit in your power and be happy when you follow your true self, your true North Star. Egyptian astrology, you got Isis, goddess of healing, magic, and protection, creative, fun-loving, straightforward. What? I can't make this up. Where are you not being honest with yourself? I know it's hard sometimes. It's not easy. Introspection is not easy, but it's the best work you're ever going to do. You're ever going to do. You also got under moon, you got harvest moon, release old, oh shit. I don't make this up. Release old patterns, letting go. Let go of who you are not being and be authentic. All right, guys, I hope this helped you. I love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Just wanted to send you this short video, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.